Now we need to add numbers with a different number of decimal places. So first we have 5.87 plus 3.123. We can use column addition for this, but it's really important that we remember that the decimal points need to be lined up, so we don't line up the digits on the right hand side like we do when we're adding whole numbers. When we're adding decimals, we need to make sure that it's the decimal points that are lined up. That way, our ones, tenths, hundredths and thousandths digits will be lined up as well. Now, 5.87 is the same as 5.870, so we can write zeros in empty squares, because that doesn't change the value of the number. All this zero tells us is that we don't have any thousandths in the number 5.87. So now we've got our decimal points lined up, we've written 0 in our empty square, so we copy the decimal point down into our answer so that the place values are lined up in our answer as well, and now we just add using column addition. 0 plus 3 is 3, 7 plus 2 is 9, 8 plus 1 is 9, and 5 plus 3 is 8. So our answer is 8.993. Now we have 19.36 plus 35.816. Again, we've written the numbers out with the decimal points lined up, so that the other place values in our question are lined up as well. Now we can write a 0 in this empty square, and it's really important that we remember to copy the decimal point down into our answer, and I like to do this first so that I don't forget. Now 0 plus 6 is 6, 6 plus 1 is 7, 3 plus 8 is 11, so that's 1, 1, with the first digit above the next place value column along, which here is our ones column. Now 1 plus 9 plus 5 is 15, so that's 1, 5, and 1 plus 1 plus 3 is 5, so that gives us 55.176. Finally, we have 5.871 plus 3.2. We've written the numbers out with the decimal points lined up, and we can write zeros in these empty squares because 3.200 is the same value as 3.2. All the zeros tell us is that we don't have any hundredths or thousandths in the number 3.2. So now we can copy the decimal point down into our answer and add using column addition. So 1 plus 0 is 1, 7 plus 0 is 7, 8 plus 2 is 10, so that's 1, 0, with the first digit written above the next place value column along, which here is our ones column. And now 1 plus 5 plus 3 is 9, so that gives us 9.071. Now let's have a look at this first question, and let's show place value counters so we can see what we did. We started with 5.87, so that's 5 ones, 8 tenths and 7 hundredths. First we added 3 thousandths, so we can add 1, 2, 3 thousandths, and that gives us 3 thousandths in our answer. Then we added 2 hundredths to give us 9 hundredths in our answer. Then we added 1 tenth to give us 9 tenths, and finally we added 3 ones to give us 8 ones in our answer. Then we started with 19.36, so that's 1 10, 9 ones, 3 tenths and 6 hundredths. First we added 6 thousandths, and because we didn't start with any thousandths, that left us with 6 thousandths in our answer. Then we added 1 hundredth to give us 7 hundredths in our answer. Then we added 8 tenths, but because that gave us 11 tenths, we exchanged 10 of those tenths for 1 whole, and we were left with just 1 tenth in our answer. You can see if we add 8 tenths, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you can see that when we got to 10 tenths, we exchanged those 10 tenths counters for one whole, and then that was added to our ones column. So that's why when we write the column method, we can write 1 above the ones column, because we've made this extra 1 from adding our tenths. But adding the 8 tenths, as well as giving us one whole, also gave us 1/10 to write in our answer. Now, onto our ones column, we had 1 plus 9 plus 5. But adding the 1 that we've made from adding our tenths to the 9 ones that we started with gives us 10 ones, which we can exchange, and then we just need to add 5 ones to give us 5 ones in our answer. Finally, in our tens column, we needed to add the 1 that we made from adding our ones to the 110 that we started with, and then add 3 more tens to give us 5 tens in our answer, 55.176. Finally, we started with 5.871, so that's 5 ones, 8 tenths, 7 hundredths, and 1 thousandth. We weren't adding any thousandths or any hundredths, so the 1 thousandth and 7 hundredths stayed the same in our answer. But then we added 2 tenths, and that meant that we had 10 tenths altogether, so could exchange them for 1 extra 1. So that meant we had 0 tenths in our answer. And then onto the ones column, we had the 1 that we made, plus the 5 that we started with, plus another 3. So that gave us 9 tenths in our answer, 9.071.